y'all, it's Hope at Crafty Hope, and welcome to my contribution to the Compassion Hop from Mix Media and Beyond. You can find them on Facebook or on the web at that web address. I'll have some information about this hop below. But in general, this hop is a celebration of compassion. The past several years, as you know, have been really rough on everyone, and this hop is here to remind you what a superhero you've been and continue to be through all of this. I decided to contribute to this hop with a sort of pay it forward kindness project using some inexpensive materials that anyone might be able to use and find, or at least find something that's comparable. Or, some of these things are recycled, some of them are from the dollar store. It's just a quick and simple project that used my time, gave me some joy, and then I have left out in the community for somebody else to find to bring them some joy. But also, I think the act of creating is a form of compassion for yourself, and that's kind of what I'm doing and encouraging you to do. So, it was important to me to find the right words that could lift someone's spirits and remind them of how strong they've been and are. I went through a ton of different words, things that I felt like would encourage someone. And so I created this little reminder tin with the words, "You are enough," on the inside, because I felt like anybody that found that not probably, anybody, everybody needs that reminder. All right, so I started with my jelly plate. This is a gel press plate, and I think it's like the 5x8 size, and some alcohol inks and stencils. I just threw some alcohol ink in there, put the stencils on, threw some more alcohol ink, and I've set it aside. I've got this large sticker sheet I got at the Dollar Tree. It's a like a packing slip or shipping slip. I don't know. It's just a big sticker. And so I'm throwing a little bit of violet, just acrylic paint on it, just to have a little bit of color on there. I'm letting everything dry. I gave that a few minutes, and I'm coming back with a little bit of white acrylic paint. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my brayer and go over my jelly plate. Now, for me, this was about just having a little bit of fun. I really like this alcohol ink technique, but if you don't have a gel plate or alcohol inks, this is not necessary. This was just, again, something for me to play with. You could paint that sticker any way you want. Just use stencils, draw something on it, whatever. But I put a little layer of white acrylic paint on there and threw my sticker sheet down face forward, and now I am going to pick up the print. This is a fun little technique. I like the grunginess that you get with the alcohol ink technique. It's very inaccurate. So here's my print. I'm loving that. Now, I said I was creating a reminder tin. So what I'm really working on is this little tin. You could use something from the trash, like a mint tin or a gum container, or I'm at a loss to figure out what else would work, but even a little small jar or something even might work. But that's what I'm going to work on, and I've got this 2-inch paper punch that is just the right size for the top of my tin. If you didn't have a paper punch that worked, you could just trace around whatever container you're using and use that for your template. So I'm going to start by working on the outside, and I want to put the words "in case you forgot." And those are the words I want to put on there. So I punched out one of the sticker pieces, and I'm going to stamp that on there with just some letter stamps and it's a purple color, stays on ink. I can't remember the color. I'll put it in the description box below. So I'm not going to make y'all watch me do the whole stamping. I think y'all understand how stamping works. And again, if you don't have the stamps or the ink, you could just write this out. You wouldn't have to do it. And you could write it straight onto your tin. I decided I wanted the words to stand out a little bit, so I did it on the blank white sticker. And now I'm going to punch out the base for it. So there's the sticker sheet that I decorated with the gel plate. And now I'm going to I punched it out with my paper punch, and I'm going to stick it straight onto the front of my tin. just like that. And then I'm going to cut out the words from that sticker that I stamped and stick those on the front. There's nothing fancy about anything I'm doing. For me, again, it was a matter of just getting in there and creating and having that joy of spending that time for myself. That's one of the greatest acts of compassion you can have for yourself, is to take time to do something you enjoy. So that's what I was doing. So, like I said, this is going to say, in case you forgot on the outside, I left this outside the art center in my community. I wanted to put it someplace where a teenager or adult would find it. I thought about leaving it at a playground, but I figured a child would find that, and they don't need this reminder as much as some of us adults and the teenagers that are going through this need it. So, yeah, it was important to me to leave it somewhere where an adult would find it, and outside the art center was the perfect place. All right, so now we're going to work on the inside, and I'm going to punch another one of these stickers with my paper punch the same size and just stick that on the inside. And I told you that the words I had picked out were "you are enough." I mean, seriously, y'all, I went through so many thoughts of words. I thought of "you have value," "you are loved," "you have worth," "you are important," "stay strong," "you've got this," but finally settled on the words "you are enough," because I think we all need that little bit of a reminder. And I realized that those words are inside this small talk pack of stickers from Tim Holtz. So I knew I was going to use that, but it wasn't going to take up much room, so I decided to decorate a little something else inside my little tin. So I've got these rub-on transfers from the Dollar Tree, just like my tin came from, the stickers came from. Like I said, this was not an expensive project. It was something super easy with just things I happened to have. So I've got this like mirrored paper that was inside some packaging of something I received for Christmas. And before I put the box in the recycling, I pulled out this paper and was like, I know I could use this. So I am going to put the rub-on stripe right on this mirrored paper. And I kind of thought that was important because, the mirror reflects yourself, and I wanted these people to kind of see themselves. You're not gonna, it's tiny, but it just, yeah, I thought that little touch of something. Now it is kind of thin, so I'm going to glue it down on a scrap piece of some cardstock just to thicken it up a little bit. And I'm just using matte gel medium, but a glue stick or some Mod Podge would have worked just fine. So I'm going to glue that down and put that aside, trying to get it to make sure it's stuck. And I'm going to turn it to the words from that small talk sticker book, cut them down where it says "you are" and then "enough." And I've got a couple of the foam pop-up letters, not letters, the double-sided foam, what are these? Adhesives. And so I'm going to just put those on the back of the stickers to help them pop up a little bit from the background and not get so buried in the tin. Since it is fairly deep, it just, it was important to me to have them stick up just a little bit. And again, these came from the Dollar Tree. You see, I was struggling with the stickers. It was getting stuck to me all over the place. Now, this is such a tiny little project. I know it brought me joy though to kind of pay that kindness forward, and I put a little note on the back that if the person that finds it doesn't need it, that they should pass it on to someone that does. I found this quote from Aesop that says, "No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted." And that means so much to me because, yeah, these past couple years have been a real struggle, and any kind of little kindness is always appreciated. I've lost a few people. I know we all have these past couple years. I am just recovering. I broke my ankle in December, and all these little acts of kindness that people gave to me during that time meant so much. Anybody that brought over a meal or just came and helped my husband wheel me out to the truck, and all of that meant so much to me. So y'all just remember that tiny bits of kindness mean so much. So this little 10 to me meant, I don't know, I felt like it was going to mean so much to somebody that might need it. All right, so I cut out my little heart that I stuck on there, and I've pulled out the spring from a clicky ballpoint pen. It was one that was about to go in the trash, so I'm recycling that too. And I pulled out that spring, and I'm using some E6000. You could have used, I guess, some tacky glue, but I'm all about the E6000. So I'm going to stick that spring down in the bottom and then glue my little heart to the top. And I let that dry, and then I'm going to seal the front of this with the Mod Podge because, like I said, I left this out in the community and I just wanted it to be extra secure, that if it did, get dewy or whatever before somebody found it, it wasn't going to get too yucky. And that's it, y'all. I hope you've enjoyed this. Make sure you head to the next person in this hop. Remember that this is a hop, and I hope you go through everybody and see what their contribution to this compassion hop is. And make sure you check out mixedmediaandbeyond.com and all that they have to offer, or join the Facebook page as well. Thanks for coming by. If you like this, give me a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. Thanks, y'all. Bye.